I feel super fortunate because I've literally just taken the next gig that comes along, and I've tried to be very deliberate about who I'm playing with.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 81 of the Nashville Drummers Podcast. Today, Nate and I had the pleasure of sitting down with Billy Joe Freeman. I'm sure many of you know or know of Billy, as he is a friendly, familiar face here in town and a monster player. He is currently the touring drummer and music director for country artist Dustin Lynch. A native of Garland, Texas, Billy started his professional career at the age of 12, playing drums in a house band at the longest continuously running Opry house in Texas. Through his upbringing, he stayed very active in the Texas circuits, and in 2012, he beat out over 5,000 drummers to land a spot at the Guitar Center Drum-Off Grand Finals, which would lead to his first major touring gig with country legend Neil McCoy. In 2013, he moved to Nashville, where he has been the touring drummer and band leader for Dustin Lynch. In this very honest conversation, Billy stresses the value of professionalism, both on stage and off, how he approaches serving the artist and the song. We talked a lot about having the voices that you need for the gig and not being afraid to expand your setup. We also go into all things Broadway, how to approach subbing a gig, what he refers to as the gig triangle, how to know when to say yes or no to any gig, his wild story of meeting Virgil Donati, and lastly, we cover home recording and how he approaches playing in the studio versus playing live. It was fantastic getting to know Billy. He is just full of wisdom and lived experiences that I think anyone can learn from. With that, we hope you enjoy episode 81 featuring Billy Joe Freeman.
Talk more about that.
Yeah, the Weird Al,
Yeah.
sleeper, badass concert. Like
100%.
some of the best musicians that are touring. Like, did not expect that. Just break it. I mean, it's most of it's organized nonsense.
Right.
That's amazing on another level.
Yeah. Where'd you see him?
Yeah,
It was that Wisconsin festival. I don't know if it's like a state fair kind of thing where they have like 9 or 10 bands along a strip where like there's several stages. It's some kind of festival. I forget what it's.
Is it Summerfest?
Could be.
Yeah.
Is that the?
I know that they've got a big that's like a giant one of the biggest festivals out there.
This is like a permanent, like fairground type of situation, but they have like several stages. Like you'll be playing a set, and then Foreigner will be here, and Snoop Dogg here, and Steve Aoki's down here. I mean, it's like
huge,
wildly different. Yeah. So you get to see some different genres, and they were playing a stage next to us, and
gnarly.
We were able to like run over right when we finished. And
who were you playing with?
Dustin Lynch.
Okay, right on.
Normal. Been there for 12, almost 13 years now.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It was fun, man. That band was killer. Still are. Apparently, I think they're still at it.
They're still destroying. They did somewhat recently. I know they did a tour and they played all the songs that they never play live. I'm like, man, I missed that one. I was kicking
all
myself.
those guys have been there for forever. Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah. What a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good to meet you guys.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you're here.
This is our first recording of the year. This is
nice.
Pretty cool. I'm honored to have you in the studio finally.
Getting in fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Honored to be here.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed watching what you guys have been doing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I was telling Dan, very professional. It's like the most professional setting and the lead up to it, like the way how organized you guys are with scheduling and all.
Dude, I'm glad
Kudos.
you felt that way.
Yeah.
That's
all. That's time and effort.
This guy's doing. He's got the logistical mind.
Yeah, it's great. It's so convenient and good stuff. Yeah.
Where should we start besides Weird Al?
Well, I was just gonna say, the person that made me aware of you is Tony Campanovo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was like,
that name sounds familiar.
He was just like, man, because I love jamming with that dude, and he was just like, you and Billy are my favorite guys to play with, and I was like, I got to talk to this guy.
I could see that being the case, but I've seen some of your playing, and that for sure that would be right up Tony's alley. And great player.
Well, and same. I checked you out. I was like, this guy's sick. I'm so pumped. I'm glad we're finally getting we're able to connect and make
Tony's
this thing
insane, man. I mean,
he's so good.
Yeah.
He's way too humble. I mean, he needs to. He was just like, oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I can do such and such a thing. I'm like, bro, there's nothing you can't do. You are freaking. He's such a fabulous player.
Yeah. He blows me away sometimes with how humble he is.
Yeah.
Sometimes things are coming out of his mouth. I'm like, you don't really believe that, do you? You're insanely talented,
bro. Yeah. It's got somebody reality check that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Wild. Well, that's fun, man. I've known Tony since the Texas days.
Yeah. Were you out in Texas as well?
Yeah. I grew up in Texas, and Tony and I had, I think we met maybe on a church gig.
Okay.
And then, we did some freelance stuff together back then.
Right on.
Yeah. He's, and even then was killing. He was I think he was going to school at that point.
Yeah.
And, kind of hustling around town. So.
Yeah. How long were you out there?
Yeah, I grew up there, and I moved to Nashville in 2013.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we were talking about before you came in, is it still a 10-year town, and what does that look like? And you've been here.
It's so different
for a while now. Yeah.
It's so different now. I mean, it was. I feel like I was late to the party getting here. I could have moved earlier. I always felt like, the Nashville guys have their stuff together. I need to get my shit together before I move to town. And then you get here and you're like, I should have moved here a decade ago.
I know. Yeah. I feel the same way.
Yeah. But I made mistakes in Texas. And some of those I'm glad I made in Texas and not here, Yeah. I think the town has changed so much in the 10 years I've been here. All I can, I've had the same gig. So when I came out and auditioned for Dustin, I wasn't doing auditions all the time. And I was more focused on the music and showed up to this cattle call audition, and these dudes are in show clothes, and like I'm not, just like beanie and baggy whatever, and thankfully got through it, got the gig. But it kind of opened.
We can dress him up.
Yeah.
We'd rather have this guy.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
But man, like
it's easier to put the right clothes on the right player than it is to find someone wearing the right clothes and turn them into the right player.
Thankfully, man.
Good way to put it.
Yeah. But it was it exposed me to that world of like, this is they're considering all of these things and I was just so focused on the music and man, be a good player. Just go out there and keep your head down.
All those other factors you don't necessarily think about.
And I was touring. I was with Neil McCoy for like a year before that. But yeah, man, it was a learning experience coming out here and like I said, doing the same gig for this whole time. Like the only thing I could do to really like try and stay present in the community is like take Broadway gigs.
Yeah,
it's like I was freelancing all the time in Dallas, so it was an easy transition to just jump into doing that stuff, and felt comfortable doing it. And
how quickly did you jump into that?
Oh, right away.
Yeah.
I was playing Paradise Park when you could park on Broadway.
Yeah, dude.
And wow. Do that gig.
That's a foreign concept to me.
Yeah. That has, it went from that to if you didn't park there, everyone was usually parking at like the library garage.
Yeah.
And then that's changed a few times. Now we're at like 333. A lot of people.
Commerce.
Yeah. But yeah, that's changed so much too. But also you have the ability to go out there and make $1,000 in a shift now.
It's crazy.
That wasn't there
10
years ago. So
it's true.
Yeah. It's
but it's not promised for anybody.
My goodness!
You can find a lot of $60 and $80 gigs, but you can also find $1,000.
Dude, that just how So I finally played a gig at Kid Rock's Maine.
Yeah.
It was like a month ago.
Who were you with?
I don't even remember it was a different front man from what the group normally is. I was subbing for a buddy of mine.
Who's your buddy? That'll
Shay Henley.
Okay. Trying to think of which gig he's on. Anyway,
I was kind of blown away, and I don't know how common this is now, but Shay told me, he was like, hey, they're very specific about their tempos. So if you have an app or like, I was like, yeah, I'll bring like my rhythm watch or whatever, which I never bring. I usually don't bring a click to Broadway gigs. Yeah. Or if they need a reference, and I can reference tempos pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, they're specific. Cool. I brought a click with me. I show up to the gig, and the guy's like, "That's not going to work. We moved too fast for that." Okay, cool. And he's like, "Well, what live BPM tracker app do you have?" I'm like, "I don't." He's like, "I thought of that. I brought a phone." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And he's like, "I have an app on the phone." And I'm like, "Cool." He mounts it off my hi-hat. He wants it in my line of sight to him. And he did not have faith that a drummer could not pull that gig off without seeing their live BPM, which, these apps are like reading all the ambient noise. So it's not.
Yeah. It's not perfect.
No.
It's like a hard monitor, for God's sake.
But then, dude also had one facing him and his talkback mic. Huh. So I've got one facing me, the drums, and he's got one. And the entire 4 hours, you're at 128. I need you to about 130.
Bro, what?
And it's like, guys, are we making music?
Yeah,
what are we like?
We're all.
You're staring at us. You're turning around and just staring at a screen, and then like.
Yeah, it's one thing if you have a chart, but like.
It was really disappointing.
Yeah.
But, and it made me just in my heart, like, because I know it's like Shay's money gig. Yeah. I had to do everything in the world to not offend these people and like play ball and do the thing. Sure. But like coming at it with years of experience, and it's like, I want to tell the guy, like, bro, I've managed for a lot of years without ever doing this before. I've never played a gig with my,
Yeah. The thing that you're assuming must be done in order to accomplish what you're wanting it's an unnecessary stressor.
Yeah. And then this goes all back to one of my big philosophies in playing is, I grew up playing at an Opry at a young age, like grew up in that, deal. And so we had guest singers every night where there are 12 guest singers coming through every Saturday night. We'd have a rehearsal on the Thursday before that Saturday night. But my job in that role as the drummer from a young age was like focusing on the singer and making them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I always felt like I got pretty good at reading body language and hearing how they're singing to adjust to make them feel comfortable, whether it's right or wrong. I'm following them. Yep. Now, if they have to start doing this, or they give me one of these or something without turning around, it's a little bit of a failure on my part, but they get the message across and we make the adjustment.
Yep.
And then they're good. They're grooving again. If they have to do that and then they have to turn around and break that connection with the crowd,
right?
Dude, that's a complete failure. And this guy's doing that every song.
Yeah.
And so after the gig, I had a talk with him. I just said, hey, man, I MD the gig I'm on. And part of the reason I do that is because I feel like I can make the workflow the best that it can be in a live situation where we can be artists, but also work within the confines of what the gig is, what we need to do for the audience. Mm-hmm. And man, like just trying to figure that out and let him know that, like, hey man, you don't need to break that connection with the crowd to constantly be looking at your BPM, meter there, and let him know that, like, you find the right guy, like, they will make you comfortable without you having to. That's a failure if you're having to do that. Like, you need to figure something else out. But my God, when on the other side of it, you have the band or group of people that maybe a couple of months they started hitting the money at this particular club, and they did it this way. By God, if we want to keep making this money, so we're going to keep doing it this way.
Yes.
And who am I to argue with that?
Sure.
And so it's like, man, let me come in. And we did. We made the most money I've made on Broadway.
Yeah.
But was it the most musical? It was like, I had a great time. I thought the band was great.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I hated that the dude.
Stressful.
Yeah, and he added that stress factor, which is like, man, we could have just settled in at 128.
Yeah.
And or you could have given me one of these and I would have sped it up a little bit, whatever.
I'm just going to show you a picture and you just tell me if this is a familiar face. I'm just going to, here we go. Was that?
Oh, man. That is a familiar face.
Okay. I nailed it first try. Okay. Yeah. Right on. Okay. Yeah. For sure.
Yes.
Anyway.
He was a contributing factor. He wasn't the main guilty party.
Yeah.
But he was part of that team. Mm-hmm. And they've subscribed to that way.
Was it the guitar player? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Yeah.
But man, it was like bass player was
I've
killing.
played that gig too. It's a very stressful gig.
Yeah. I've heard that it's like it's one of the more stressful gigs, and they had a great time. And at the beginning of it, when he was like trying to get the wiring and everything, I eventually had to just put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Hey, man, we're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
it's all right. Don't worry about it. It's okay."
Man, I'm really glad you shared that story. It's the perfect way to start, I feel like.
Given
your longevity here, and I like how you said, like, I'm gonna play ball. Right, like you're coming in as the MD for a major gig, and like you could have easily been like, "Hey, man, you could have been a lot worse of how you communicated that."
Yeah,
but instead you were professional. You got through it, and then at the end you're like, "Hey, man, like,
this could be a little smoother."
If you thought about it, maybe doing it like this way,
Yeah.
That's
well,
cool
and to their credit, and it's exactly what Shay said. They know where they want it.
Yeah,
and that was my thing. It's like, guys, if you know right where you want it, just give me. On the last 2 bars of the song before, you can say, we're about to start, blah, 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 and I can go, stop.
Yep.
And
there it is.
Yep.
I mean,
and
it's
that's
that
blah,
fast.
blah, blah. Totally.
Yeah,
100%.
and people don't understand that. Like, we can literally do it that quick, and it's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be programmed into, it's, and that's how I did it for years and years before, tracks were as much of a thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Dustin. It's like when I came in on his gig, it was like I stepped into a situation where they already had the rig going, but it was like a laptop with Pro Tools into a Digi 03, or I forget what the interface. I think it was a Digi 03.
Yeah.
Or Digi 02, one of them.
The Avid one.
Yeah. And we're just like scrolling through a session. And just, tap into the next thing.
Ableton. Auto,
No. And then, man, I'm one of those guys too. Like, I feel like that in the way we do things now with a lot of bands, it's morphed into a role. The person, like the track guy role.
Oh, yeah.
In
the
the
separate
touring situation.
Playback guys, that's all they do.
And it's almost like for these bands where they've found it to be more doable for them to tour without a bass player or, someone that they can add in tracks and save the money. It's almost irresponsible to have the drummer running the tracks. Because it's like, what do you do when it goes down or when the problem happens? And then I've seen so many times standing side stage where the drummer was sticking his mouth like,
it's crazy. Totally. Honestly, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, and they'll have like an aux guy that's playing like acoustic and like keys and
it's got free hands.
Yeah, it's like, why would you not? I just don't.
I know. Well, that's a whole other topic we could
yeah, I mean, but it should be talked about. It's like, man, why is that
why is it?
And for a while, I get it. You know, I was pretty firm on like wanting to run stuff too, but like we have my tech now and our track guy / drum tech, Antoine McMullen. He's a drummer. And that part or that position, it's almost necessary that position's filled by a musician. Oh, yeah. And they're like another member of the band. And like, depending on how you structure your show, they need to like be musically proficient, you know, and kind of understand where sections are coming and to feel when the end of something's coming. If we're on a vamp and he can tell that the artist is getting ready to move forward, just to feel for the pace of a show, which has traditionally been a drummer's role. But it's a thing now, and it's morphed into that over the last decade, you know, of using tracks. Yeah, now it's like
that's kind of the new standard thing. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna do that too, right? I'm like,
well, it's like, well, is my rate going up, or how is that working? I mean, honestly, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, we could totally jump back, and we will, just to get our listeners up to speed. So this will probably be out early few months of 2026. Give us just quick, like the overview of where you are at with Dustin, and maybe any touring plans for this year.
So this year, I don't think we're gonna kick off busy until June. Okay. Maybe May. It's kind of similar to what we did last year. 60, 65 shows. We'll do the Luke Bryan Mexico thing here in a couple weeks. And then it's pretty like one-offs and that kind of thing every month or so. Yeah. And yeah, man, it's just keeping that thing rolling, and he's been kind of going off and doing like they call them DJ sets, where he's just jumping around with a DJ and doing that whole no comment.
That's not good for you.
No, it's great, man. He actually like, and this is super cool. So Twan is pretty passionate. Like he has a set of turntables, and he's into like doing remixes of our tunes, and it's been that way for a while. And so when this was presented to Dustin for him to have like a residency in Vegas and do like a DJ set type deal, he approached Twan, and well, first he asked me, he was like, man, do you think he would be into doing something like this? And kind of helping arrange things, and then being like a hype guy, and like working some of the Ableton stuff too, and just being part of that squad. And seeing over the last year Dustin take that on, and then take our drum tech and track guy and lift him up to like, I mean, he's basically an artist out there with DL doing these gigs, and he gets separate really artist pay for all that stuff. So like, honestly, Twan's probably banking on the gig more than I am at this point. But it's like, good for he's him. Killing it, man. And it's so cool to see an artist legitimately lift people up around him. And Dustin's been that way the whole time I've been with him.
I was going to ask, he seems like a great camp all around. Great crew.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a great bunch of people, and it's wild. So our tour manager that we have now, that we've had the last year, Chris Lee, I was in my first band ever with him in Garland, Texas, where I grew up, at like, I don't know, 10, 11 years old with him. We met at the Opry that I grew up playing at. And it's wild for our paths to cross this much later. He was tour managing for Granger Smith for years. And then Granger started doing, or he quit doing music. And it just worked out. Chris got recommended for this gig completely outside of me. And to have that history with someone that you're out on the road with is super cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Special.
But, dude, so many people from that little Opry house in Garland, Dixie Chicks, John Rich, one of the dudes that was in Lone Star, and then like Granger Smith grew up singing there. A ton of players came from that spot. But yeah, and I mean, all those people in Nashville now.
Yeah.
Leanne Rimes grew up singing there. But yeah, it was a cool place to be around music and that kind of scene.
Yeah, you mentioned the Opry. It was the Opry House in Texas.
Yeah, it was like a
mentioned
local.
That a few times. Yeah, I'm not hip to that. I don't know if you've heard of that, Nate. But
so in that area,
is that unique to Texas?
Yeah, it's like in that area of North Texas. So they had the Garland Opry, the Grapevine Opry, the Wiley Opry House, Johnny High's Country Music Review, and like all of these places were popping around. Main Street Showcase, which was in Sherman, Denison area. All these places were happening in the late 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Really, when 90s country was happening, these places were just
popping.
Yeah, completely. And especially after, the area saw Leanne Rimes, because she was coming through when she was 7, 8 years old, and was this child singer phenom, would get up there in these cute dresses and do the thing. And her dad was always with her, and he took her everywhere. And man, so in Garland specifically, after she took off, you had like every stage parent, in the area,
of course,
got their young daughters. And they all were coming in singing the Leanne Rimes song, or the Faith Hill stuff, And so yeah, it was a place, and every Saturday night after the show, they had open auditions. You get up there and sing a song with the band, and then the next week they'd have you on the show, and if you made it. And but yeah, that was my exposure to that world, and just like I said, 12 singers, each singing 2 songs. And you might have 4 or 5 of them that were singing new songs that week. So those 5 would be the ones scheduled for the Wednesday or Thursday night rehearsal.
Right.
And then you'd also have a rehearsal Saturday afternoon before the show. But that was my life so Chris, the guy I mentioned that's our tour manager now, he was graduating high school when I was 11, 12 years old. He was the house band drummer. He moved to Nashville, and I ended up taking over the drummer role.
Okay, that's my next question.
Yeah, at like 12. And so then, charting out songs. I wasn't charting anything out at that point. I was just getting the charts and, learn to fly, just throw it up and trial by fire. Yeah, man, it was fun. And having that experience with that many different singers, all that snowballed into, I was basically networking the whole time growing up there. And then
that's exactly what you were doing.
Yeah. So then
you were doing the Nashville thing.
Yeah. And I was exposed to a handful of sessions, and ended up right out of high school just being connected with so many singers that like I was freelancing with 7 or 8 artists in the DFW area, and kind of had my hands in different things. When I was still in school, and in the middle of all this, and my drums are set up at the Opry, Leanne was just getting going with her touring. Blue had just hit, and I think One Way Ticket was like her single. And her dad would have her rehearse for the tour at the Opry. So my folks would come take me out of school and take me up there and watch the pros play with her.
Good folks.
Oh, the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So I got to see, and they were like local guys that we all knew them, but they were just like cream of the crop dudes. And man, I just sat in the very back, kept my mouth shut and watched them. And then
you did your homework.
Yeah. I mean, just watching this dude do the thing.
What did you pick up on, if you can recall?
Man, I remember a handful of things. I remember how confident the drummer sounded playing my kit, and how my kit sounded back to me with someone like that playing them. And And what a cool experience to have someone walk into your drums in the space that you're in all the time. Like, you know what the room sounds like. You hear other drummers play in that area, but then you hear this guy come in and you hear how it's different. Mm-hmm. And it was Dan Wojciechowski. I don't know if you know him. He's the kind of Dallas guy. He was, I want to say he was in Olivia Newton-John's band.
Okay. Wow.
At some point, I could be wrong. I know Andy Timmons was in that band, and he played with Andy Timmons a lot. But I know Dan was he might still be, he was doing the Peter Frampton thing for a lot of years. But Dan's a super talented, super nice guy. Yeah, he was the guy that I think of. And then I remember when that whole band was fired, and and hearing some of the, just, I think the best thing about that spot was growing up around much older guys and the guys that were doing it, and just being a fly on the wall for all those interactions and understanding how those dynamics worked and seeing how everyone interacted when the artist is around and how that changed when the artist left, or, or just people around in general. It's like you kind of see that they had their squad. You know, they trusted the squad.
You kind of saw how to be a good hang and be appropriate and communicate effectively.
Yeah. And
you were steeped in what it means to be a pro from an early time.
So that made it really weird.
I'm jealous.
Mad jealous.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, well, it made it, I don't want to say like I had a shitty attitude towards players that were like my age doing the thing, because it was always let's start a band and do and it always felt like amateurish to me. Like, why do I want to go sit in a garage with these guys? And I did it all the time. I would bring my drums and set up in some guitar, and we would play YYZ and whatever the thing, or White Zombie, or it'd be some shit that I like at the time wasn't into. Yep. But like, I knew how to, I was rocking all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, dude. White Zombie.
But man, like, I was more like I just grew up wanting to be a sideman. Like, I thought, well, I can get in this bit. And seeing those guys do the thing for Leanne, and then seeing them do other things.
Yeah.
So I saw a couple of those guys after they had done their time with Leanne. Yeah. And they had worked with other country artists before that. But they started working at a honky-tonk in town called Cowboys. And it was like the biggest honky-tonk in town. It was one of the bigger stages, and they hosted national acts would come through there. So, man, that was on my radar, like, right out of school. Like, I had a bunch of gigs, like, freelancing in town, but I thought, man, if I could get that Cowboys gig, then I don't have to book myself anymore. Because that was the most exhausting thing, was like I said, it was like 7 or 8 people, and just constantly. At the time, I think I had a Palm Pilot, or a Palm. What was it called? A Trio,
like a Blackberry or something.
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah. And so I was taking up so much time keeping myself booked. I wasn't able to do the Tony Campanovo projects that I wanted to do.
Yeah,
and I was too worried trying to pay my bills. I was like, well, if I can do Cowboys, I don't have to worry about that anymore. It's a house gig. Keep my drums set up there, and I'd rub shoulders with the guys that were doing the national thing.
Yeah.
And so it was like an actual goal of mine to get that gig. Ended up getting that gig. And then after a little bit, they made me band leader, so I was able to add a bunch of friends of mine. And those guys now, like, guitar player, Boo Massey, that was with us, is Miranda Lambert's MD now, playing with her. And like a couple of guys from that band ended up moving here to Nashville and doing that thing. And, we had a great bunch of dudes there.
Let's talk stage presence. Rezo Custom Drum Heads, powered by FDS Drum Services, is the easiest way to upgrade your look without actually, practicing. Rezo is what the pros are using on world tours right now. they've outfitted some of the biggest names in the industry because these custom heads are chip-resistant, affordable, come in multiple finishes, and look incredible. Logos, photos, or that weird drawing your bassist did. If you can dream it, Rezo can print it. Plus, they've got 5-star reviews, lightning fast turnaround, and they even do rush orders for you last-minute legends. Stop settling for good enough and get a custom head that survives the road. Get a free t-shirt with your order at rezoheads.com. That's REZO heads.com. Use code NDPFAM for a listener discount. That's NDPFAM.
And that led to me meeting Dustin. He came through just hanging out and liked the band, liked the hang. But it didn't happen. He had another drummer. I ended up going to play for Neil McCoy, and then his drummer quit on him. And it was over something like they wanted him to play. They wanted his drum set to look bigger. Like, and Dustin's thing was like, man, there are a few songs on the record that like have big tom things.
Yeah, like, that's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah, like, hey, and he's like, man, I don't want to. I'm quitting, and
don't want to add stuff to the kit.
So I was like, I'm your guy because I like all the drums.
Yeah,
like I'll get as big as you want.
Yeah.
Well, that's
a weird
interesting.
reaction.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wrap my brain around the idea that somebody would go, nah.
Well, okay,
listen, that dude, I'll play whatever you want, but if you add more stuff to my drum set, I swear to God,
since we're here, I wrote this down. This is probably how we recently connected.
Yeah.
If you remember this, we posted a clip. Doesn't matter who the clip was. It was a recent guest that we had on. We were talking about this exact topic about like less is more and like should you expand the kit. And you commented, just bit my tongue clean off. I wrote that down. I was like, I don't know exactly how you're taking that, but I want to get this guy on the show. We could deep dive.
I mean, I've never understood like why did 2 Up become this major faux pas,
like a luxury,
or like you're the cool guys have 1 up, 1 down, and whatever. It's like, bro, especially playing on Broadway, that's what kills me. It's like, how many times are you gonna play Hotel California? You're probably gonna play it, a handful of times. It's when that part comes around, what do you like? Yeah, right. Okay, turn off your snares, but then like you need another voice. Maybe elbow in. Yep. But like, bro, just have the voices you need.
Yeah. Have the voices you need. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. And I did years of loading into Dick's 2 times a week in Dallas through people eating. Yep. Like holding my drum. Yeah. Over my head. Yeah. And pardon me, excuse me. And so I get wanting to have, but also,
you got the chicken sandwich? That looks pretty good.
Every time. Yeah. I mean, but when I had those gigs, I always took in, at least a 5-piece kit, at least. And sometimes, people always joke about me bringing giant stuff don't play loud. And if my footprint needs to be small, I totally play ball with that.
I think that's the difference. You're professional with it.
Well, yeah.
Right? It's like any tool. Like if you need it, then you really should have it. Right?
Well, dude, and that's another thing. Like, I'll go off on clubs because like this hasn't been a thing until the last few years.
Yeah.
But because the beauty for me in playing Broadway, first of all, at least anymore, like I don't do it unless I feel like I'm gonna enjoy the gig.
Yeah.
Was not that way in 2020. I took every fucking thing that came in. But nowadays it's like, I want to go there to have fun. I don't want to play with ears in. I want to hear the drums if possible. I want to hear the players around me and like have some touch, because every other scenario I'm playing in, unless it's just at home, I have ears and sounds great, but it's very compressed and gussied up.
Yeah.
But man, when I'm on Broadway, I want that experience. When they changed a handful of years back and they're like, no wedges on stage, everybody's in ears, but the drummer's going to get a 52, a 57, and maybe a tom mic or two and no overhead, and they put earplugs in and amplify these things, and they wonder why the drummers are beating the shit out of their cymbals.
Yeah, no
so
kidding.
they can't fucking hear it. And it's like, I know enough from touring that like when you have ears in, you play for a sound coming back. And within a certain amount, there can be adjustments made where you don't initially tell. You'll just start adjusting to hear that sound back.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, why is my wrist hurting? Oh, it's because, you know, I need a little bit more 10K on my snare drum so I'm not killing myself trying to get this sound I'm looking for. And so that's what's happening. It's like you have these guys that are adjusting to hear a certain sound. It's like, man, I've literally seen guys have a fucking bottom snare mic and no picture of the entire instrument.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know, and it's like, bro, even if it's a 57, just take it and put it here. Give us a picture of what the whole instrument is.
Yes.
Don't just mic up the E and the G string and go to town. You know, it's like, treat it as an
what
instrument.
you're doing is going to be on those strings, though, so just, that'll be fine. That'll be totally fine.
I've had guys say, well, what toms do you hit the most?
Ha!
Yeah.
What?
You know what?
Yeah, that's annoying.
Take the night off.
Yeah.
And do it forever.
Yeah.
It's funny. I feel like I have just a quick story, personal story, or anecdote of kind of maybe I guess like a microcosm of all of this, because we were talking about Runaway June. It's kind of how we first met. And we were on the same flight last year, funny enough.
Oh, that's cool.
And just a quick funny thing with that. My first gig with them, I never met the girls. It was at the Analog. It was a private like label radio showcase. I was extremely nervous. I mean, it went fine, but I had only been practicing on one up, one down. Also, I didn't have my kit set up, so you know, in previous gigs, mostly around town, also one up, one down. So I'm like locked in these songs, but with one up, one down, right? Go to the Analog, and it's two up, one down. And it's like already mic'd. I'm like, I took the other time off our front of house. Freaking love him, Corey. He's like, "What are you doing?" He kind of gave me a weird look. I'm a new guy taking off the drum and the mic. I'm like, "Listen, man, sorry. I'm only been practicing these songs with one up, one down. I'm like, I really don't want to. That's gonna throw me off, honestly."
Yeah.
And now, like, I can't play that gig without those toms because we literally do Wild Hearts, like do 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 do.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you need those voices. You know? You shouldn't have to
Sacrifice that.
Sacrifice,
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. And where did that's the thing? Where does that stuff come from, anyways? Like the whole, what was the thing after like the early 2000s? Like you can't hang your floor toms anymore. That's uncool. You have floor tom legs again.
Well, here's my. In fairness to that, I mean, I was playing at DW and I had a 14-inch floor tom, hanging floor tom, and that fucking thing never could stay still. I could never get it to that. I felt like that hardware didn't. I would hit the thing and it would freaking swing. I'm like, come on.
Well, yeah.
That's. I think there's maybe some of that, but obviously, if you got a rack set up, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about it, what's your current tour setup with Dustin right now?
It's
and is that changing this year, or is it gonna be the same pretty much?
I'm probably gonna holler at them here in the next couple weeks about what will be next. But right now it's Diablo Red Legacy Maple. 10.
It's a Ludwig, right?
Yeah, Ludwig. 10, 13, 14, 16, 18. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I love them. They're great. It's my first kit with from Ludwig with 3 rings.
Yeah.
And man, they're really cool. I was a big fan of the just classic maples. Like those toms sound great to me. Yeah. But these are really cool. I've been enjoying them, and I'll probably go.
Seems like a super fun setup to play every night.
Yeah. It's a lot. I mean, but you know, might as well. It being on a rack, it makes it easy. The other thing, like I have like the clap stack thing, and then 2 other stacks over here that I use.
Which clap stack do you have, bro?
I have the discontinued Suljan.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of people get weird over the whole clap. Which that's the dumbest thing ever, in my opinion, too. It's like everybody has a hi-hat, everybody has a ride cymbal.
Right.
One person invented those things.
Yeah.
It's like, but everyone does it.
Yeah.
Why is it different with this thing?
Yeah.
Whatever.
You and I are on the same page.
Yeah, it's a little, it's weird. Now, hey, the what's the one that actually it's the Istanbul.
Istanbul.
Yeah. So I have one of those as well because we had to get one for a fly date or something, and it sounds great. It's a different thing.
Totally. And bless Trevor Lawrence for having invented that thing.
Yeah. Good.
Your team
props
Trevor,
to him.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely team its existence.
Yeah.
I'm very glad it exists.
Yeah. For sure.
That was so dramatic when that whole thing went down.
Yes, I think,
With Zildjian and what's her name? Sarah, right?
Yep, that was all wild.
Yeah.
And we even said, I've said what I said. I've not hidden the ball at all. I think it's, I'm totally on the same page. Every company has a China, ride, splash, hi-hats, crashes, all these, they're all there. They exist.
Yeah, like we wouldn't do that with shells,
Right.
So why is cymbals any different?
Right. I'm like, so, but
Yeah.
I'm sure glad it exists, and that's incredible.
People had to burn up a lot of drumsticks though over that. I remember that being a thing too, because Vic Firth was like bundled in with that whole thing, and unfortunate.
Yeah, shit show.
I like the Istanbul thing. Sounds great in the room. For like an acoustic situation, it sounds great. The Zildjian one sounds awesome mic'd up. This is the one that I use, and you can't get them anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I like to layer those things. Like I have the clap, that's what it is. Then I have a looser stack that's like a Oriental and a K effects cymbal.
Yeah.
And then one of the actual Zildjian stack things. It's like that big, real pretty tight. And between doing like mixing the clap and the tight sound and the clap and the loose sound, or the clap and the hats, or and like all different levels of like swish and tightness.
Again, different voices.
Yeah,
so many textures.
Yeah, because they're like with so much of Dustin songs, like it's formulaic. So like the first verse is going to be different variations of bigness, and so some of them sound better tight, some of them sound better having a loose thing, and it's like I enjoy figuring that out and having it like it's when you look at the kit, you're like, you need 3 stacks for the DL gig. It's like, well, if you care.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I mean, there's something to be said. I mean, the pros pay attention to those details, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
what else am I going to care about? This is my job.
Yeah.
It's like,
why would you not care?
Yeah.
So, well, with that, any electronics?
I do the SPDS.
Okay.
And I was big on, flying in the sounds. And I still do, like, there are a handful that I have the sample clap or whatever that we use. But then just depending on what we want the energy like for the live show, I'll make the decision on whether the clap sound will stay in the track and I'll supplement it with the thing, or sometimes we just leave the kick sound in and we don't have any of the clap, and I do that all here, or I trigger it. Just depends on what we want the vibe to be, because sometimes the, I've heard it referred to as track guy dreams when they build these songs out.
Track guy dreams.
And then you get out there to play a show and your first verse just feels empty, and it like you need more energy behind it. So that's the case a lot of times where we'll liven it up a little more for the show. But that's also been a thing that's like for Dustin, he's the guy that was his first record had Cowboys and Angels on it, which is like super duper country. And he went through the whole bro country era and is still pretty firm in that world, and which has been so when I auditioned for the gig, it was like real drum sounds. Tommy Harden played on all that stuff, and that's majorly transitioned to like Zach Crowell produces all of his stuff now, and it's the fucking snare drum, So when that was at its height, I was really depending on the front of house guy you have and how well he works with what you're doing, you can get a really big snare drum sound out of a drum that feels decent, that's like decently pitched up. Yep. And you can get that large sound out front. But if the front of the house guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. If they don't know, you're not getting that sound.
No. And the only way that you can kind of get a big sound is to just have your drum feel like shit, play it right in the middle of it. And you know what I mean? And but then that limits what you're able to do musically for the whole show, because you're tied into this canon every time you hit your drum. So that's been something that I've been over the last probably 4 or 5 years transitioning out of, having to have a snare drum that feels like shit, you know, and working really closely with the front of house guy on like, hey, what's our signal chain look like? What do you need from me to get what you want, you know, and that kind of thing. And it's been nice. It's been really cool to come out of the side of it, like feeling like I'm having to make a sacrifice, not really musically, but like just in the realm of fun. Like, yeah, for sure. Because like I want it to sound right too in my ears, you know, and it does sound great when you have the big thick drum, but like I don't really care for that feel so much all night, you know.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
Hey drummers, do you need a place to practice on actual drums? Drumbox has locations in Lafayette and Longmont, Colorado, and their newest location is right here in Nashville, Tennessee. You can book sessions online and get the space to yourself. Each Drumbox location is fully equipped with 2 kits, cymbals, hardware, and even sticks are provided. 30-minute, 1-hour, and 2-hour sessions are available at www.drumbox.space. Use the coupon code ANDP25 for 25% off your first session. The coupon code is valid at all 3 locations. Again, that's www.drumbox.space.
Can you discuss like your role as MD and maybe how that has evolved, especially with such an established artist such as Dustin?
Yeah. So that happened over a long course of time, man. He's always been a firm believer in being very involved in the whole process. For the longest time with him, we didn't have a band leader. He was the band leader, and you know he would kind of give us direction and expect the band, which for a long time the band had all been there. We'd all been there for 7 years together, you know, and so we all worked really well together. When it got to the point where he was busy enough where he wasn't around as much and kind of had to have someone take that over, it was our bass player who had been in the band the longest at that point. So he did it for a little while. Yeah, man, I was always kind of leaned on in the world of arrangements with him. That's always just something that I've enjoyed doing for people. If they want something different, if they're trying to create a moment, I'm usually pretty good at coming up with things.
Yeah, it seems like that stemmed from your time, you know, growing up in Texas. You know, working with artists, having to serve the artists.
Yeah. And so, you know, trying to surround yourself with the right guys to contribute to all of that. And so when Colin, our band leader, left, how I approached Dustin for it was just letting him know that it's something that I wanted to do, letting him know that I value the dynamic that we created over the last decade, and that was the thing that was most important to me, that we all worked well together, and that there wasn't any kind of dictator vibe, you know, within the gig, and that we're all going to work together to create these things, and that at the end of the day, that gives us all more stock in what we're doing out there. And the thing for us with Dustin's group is that I'm a firm believer in working really hard at the beginning of the year and for anything that we have that's important. You know, we're going to take some time and really dial it and run things. And really that comes from kind of being around drum corps and, you know, having friends that march drum corps and that kind of thing. Yeah. And learning, you know, how to run things.
Regimented style.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to get this until it's 100%.
Yeah, and then we can go out there and get a little fucked up, and pardon me, and have a good time.
Yeah, front load the work, and now we're set.
Yeah, and now it's more muscle memory.
Yeah, and
we can go out there and relax and feel confident in what we're bringing every night, and we hold ourselves accountable. Something we don't go crazy, but like we call it clocking in. An hour before the show starts, we clock in, start having drinks. Some guys drink, some guys don't. Yeah. I like to have a good time. Most of the guys in the band do. But yeah, but that's not to say that we don't really focus on things being right and take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. That's, but I think Dustin definitely has that mentality, and it's something that's helped to build his brand over the years. It's just being that he brings a party with him. He creates a party atmosphere, and it's a very difficult thing to find people that can do that and not go over the line with it.
Yeah,
because man, it's a dangerous thing. And we have guys that are recovering addicts, that are on our team, and everyone respects everybody. But it can be a dangerous thing, and you have to do it responsibly. But I like the way that Dustin presents it. I think I don't drink at home at all. One of the guys that's in the band with me now on the road, we were doing things together here in town for years before I ended up hiring him for Dustin. And he had no idea I even drank, because every time we had played downtown, I don't drink at all when we're playing downtown.
Same.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. But on the road, it's a different story.
And now he sees why, because he
exactly.
got it all on the road. Yeah,
exactly.
It's your detox here.
Man, that's another thing too that I'd love to touch on. Is I see so many people have strong opinions on Broadway not being the place to get into the touring world, and having a firm opinion one way or the other. I just do not feel that way about it. Every relationship's different, but like now, half the guys in the band are guys that I've hired, and they're guys that I played with on Broadway.
Yeah.
And it's like, now for me, it's like, I play with Dustin, and then I play on Broadway, and there are a handful of other sessions I'll do or whatever, but it's not like I'm going out and actively trying to meet people all the time because of family, and spend a lot of time with my kid, or all of my time with my kids, my wife at home.
Yeah.
So if we end up doing a regular gig downtown, and 2020 happened, we all got cut from our salaries, and I was playing Broadway as much as possible.
Yeah.
So like our keyboard player we have now, David Lukens, met him playing Broadway. Outstanding player. I mean, crazy good. And love that we were able to bring him on, and he's able to do stuff.
Yeah.
The bass player we have now, he's been in town for way longer than I have, Tripper Ryder.
Oh, dude, I love Tripper.
Dude, he's the best
I love Tripper. That's my boy.
Yeah, he's the best guy, the best player. I mean, he's such a great person to have on the squad, and a uniter, and
great player, fantastic, just vibes out the wazoo. Yeah, dude.
And what a great. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're preaching to the choir in terms of Nate and I, for sure.
Yeah.
And I agree that there is people that have those hard opinions.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably the majority would agree that, there's only benefit to being down there.
Oh, yeah.
To getting picked up. I mean, it's a place to be seen. I mean,
yeah.
How
then the difficulty I had one of the first ones was trying to find a steel player. And then the same thing with bass players and guitar players. People, I'm recommended someone, and they send me, nowadays it's like I get the link to their Instagram. Yeah. Or I don't. I get a name, and then I search for them on Instagram.
The first place you look. Yeah.
And
it's the modern business.
Yeah. And you hear so-and-so's this whatever player, and he's really trying to get a gig, he's blah, 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 blah. And you look, and it's scroll. Where's the playing? I can't I'm sure, so-and-so said he's really good and I'm sure he's awesome, but like, I've got to send this profile to Boss Man
Right.
to let him know, like, hey, what do you think about asking this guy to come out? And, but if I don't have anything to show him, and then I just wonder, it's like, well, how bad do you really want to do this if you don't have anything showcasing yourself?
Something to think about for people.
Yeah, for
I
hate
social
that it's
media
gone there.
Yeah, of course. But you kind of have to play the game.
Yeah, you have to play ball.
Same if, if you take away pre-social media, if you had a website, you'd expect to have a video or a bio or photos. You wouldn't have just your dog and your family. I mean, same thing. Yeah, if you go to Instagram, there needs to be.
And I get there are people it's just not their thing. I'm one of those people like I we were talking before we started about Rich and people who are just wired to be on all the time. It's like, man, that's just not me. Like I admire guys that can do that. But and they're, like Harry, he's another dude. I love that dude.
Yeah, same.
And I mean, I feel like he's just made for that kind of thing, Yeah. And he's another dude that I just love running into on the road because he's such a warm personality.
Hilarious,
yeah.
Well, let's touch social media just quick, just because we kind of already started talking about it. I mean, because again, you've grown up without any of that really, or not having to use. You were just doing the music thing initially. But I guess pros, cons. Do you think it's?
It exposed me to when it first started coming around is right, shortly after I started freelancing. And I didn't graduate high school. I started going on the road. Like I was
nice.
Well, you're fired now. Yeah.
Well, I was gigging.
You can't do music without a diploma.
So I was gigging. I was with like an original band that I was in. I had the Opry thing. And then I was in like jazz band and drumline and show choir. And so I was just juggling all this shit. And like second semester of my senior year, which is why I thought this was the move. But I was just exhausted all the time. And I was like, I don't need this for what I'm trying to do. And so like the day after I turned 18, I went to the office and I was like, I need to sign myself out, and did it. And it was still, I mean, I know it was like the wrong move, but still to this day, it was like one of the best feelings ever to just get up and walk out of that class that was giving me shit.
Yeah.
Like, nope, I'm done. And,
damn, man.
But yeah.
What would your parents say to that?
Oh, they were not very happy. And yeah, that was not good. But at that point, I had a job that I immediately went full time. And I had so many things going. Yeah. And like the house gig at the Opry I was doing.
You weren't dropping out to do drugs.
Yeah.
You were dropping out to follow your passion.
Yeah. So shortly thereafter, Dad passed away, ended up moving out of the house at 18. And so was trying to get things rolling, doing freelance work and working at Mars Music. If you guys remember.
R.I.P., right?
Yeah. So working out there doing that thing and ended up, Mars. And then right after Mars, ended up doing a gig for a girl playing Chevy displays at NASCAR races, where she was a product specialist and hired a band. We'd go out there and play 15 minutes at the top of every hour, and she would spit out specs on the newest Chevy product, and we'd play our songs. But we went to all the major races, and they'd set us up at this little display, and it was cool. It was a gig,
Yep.
And so we'd go do races, a couple of times a month, for a little while, and from there, I mean, it just snowballed, everything.
Yeah. Kept going.
Yeah.
What was that first drum set? We didn't ask that.
Oh, shit.
Typically do.
I was just talking with my mom about this. So I was gifted one when I was 5 years old, and I don't, it had to have been like a whatever the like a CB 700 or whatever
CB,
it was.
yeah.
It was
Which stands for?
Stands for crappy best.
But like
that's a fact, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a Nathan Sletner fact.
Yeah.
it had. I remember it being gray. That's all I remember
Gray,
about it.
okay,
And I know I didn't have it long. They ended up getting me a Tama Swing Star.
Nice.
So I had a Tama Swing Star for a while, and then at like 15, I want to say, I found a Camco kit at the local music shop and bought that because I was like kind of into DW, and like it was DW and Pearl was the big ones for me. But yeah, bought that Camco, had it for a while, then bought a DW when I started working around town a little more and wanted to look serious, you know.
Yeah.
Did the DW thing.
I just did a rehearsal the other day, and in the rehearsal room I was at, they had a Camco pedal, and I was like, "Where'd you find this?"
It's a deep lore.
Dude,
I want that.
I haven't set up my Camcos in forever, man. It's
Still
a
got
big,
'em?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have I have all but the first two kits. I wish I would have kept that Tama Swing Star, and I would still buy one today. If one shows up at Nelson, I'm snagging it.
Yeah.
Dang, yeah.
But yeah, there's some. I was talking with someone else too about this. Like, there's something about the feel, because back to like the drum trend thing. When I was of age to like start looking at buying something, Virgin kick drum was the thing. Like, don't mount your tom, you get the Virgin kick drum. But man, like playing downtown and having that 2-up, and I'm a 2-up guy, but having 2-up, having something in there, I don't know what it is. Like, I was talking with Shay about this the other day. I was like, is that because I also haven't taken like I see Aaron Sterling has like a 20-pound dumbbell in his kick drum with like a pillow. It's like on top of a pillow or whatever in there. And I've seen lots of guys, whether it's a cinder block or whatever, they weight something in the kick drum.
Yeah, that's a good move.
For like a feel. And that's what I'm wondering. Is it like to get that same feel that you have when you have a mount and some toms holding in it? Because there is something about that feel. I don't know what it is, man. I just...
Yeah.
Those of us with heavy feet appreciate. Yeah.
Yes.
When I smack the kick a couple times and it moves, I'm like, oh man.
Yes.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta give me something. Y'all got a cinder block? No. Got an amp that you're not using currently, I guess?
But see, I'm like, I guess a little more than that drum, which is about that far off the ground. But I'm almost like the Weckl thing where it's like he really has that front end up.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. But I don't know.
So how are your rack toms mounted, or how are they positioned?
Act like I play traditional all the time. I don't. But
Fooled me there.
I mean, for some things, I definitely play better like this because I've had more hours playing. Like
you
just
snare drum corps?
Well, I didn't march, but like my best friend in high school marched Santa Clara and a couple others,
nice.
and I did like winter drum line. But I played drum set, so that doesn't count either. I don't even know why I mentioned it.
That counts for something.
But there was a period where I could play some clean beats with,
for sure.
with dudes.
Sick nasty beats. Yeah.
And you absorb that of what that is and what that should be, and to have like nice clean doubles and you know what I mean? Like that's something. So anyways, my approach to all that is thinking along those lines and just like, I want to be able to play every dynamic level easily and not like, it blows my mind to see dudes with their toms like this where I like wonder like, well, how are you, if it's like low volume, is it turn into this or like
flat almost?
Like
Chris Coleman.
Yeah.
His toms are flat.
And you watch him play, it doesn't look like. Now, and I've gone through phases where, like, I had more, like, I went through a phase where I did, like, the tilted snare thing and, like, and more of a flat but very low tom. I felt like it kept me a little more, just at attention. But nowadays I find my snare drum slightly angled towards me. And same thing with the toms. I mean, whatever natural angle this is, it's going to kind of
feel comfortable.
Yeah. And it just looks like a very, I guess people would probably call it like a throwback setup of my, 'cause it's like rides here, just very.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
This past year, we did a lot of backline gigs, pretty much all backline. And it was the first time really I had done like the two rock toms, but like to the left. Then like the ride was
traditional
still be where the ride would
placement.
normally be, then a floor tom.
Yeah.
At first it was really weird, but it grew on me, and I could see why people play like that.
I did that for a long time.
I just don't know if that's ideal for me though.
The only thing that bothered me about that is it pushed my left foot a little further over.
Yeah.
And
it depends on the parts you're playing. Like if you're playing fast fills, that's going to be tough to. The gap between that middle tom and the floor now is wider.
Exactly.
I like to have all the toms really close and do really intricate, rumbles and things.
Yeah.
So
I was big on liking to take quad exercises, speedy quad exercises and move them around the kit. Without look like you're doing this thing.
Yeah. But is that Virgil Donati stuff? Yeah.
Dude, his first. Was it power drumming?
Power drumming.
Oh my God, man! I went through that and
you did.
Yeah.
There's some it's real great, simple, not meaning easy, but simple. Simple exercises that will absolutely just kick your ass out the park if you haven't spent time doing that.
Dude, I went to it was PASIC 2000. Maybe or 2000. No, it's probably 2001 or maybe 2002.
Yeah.
And took a road trip from Dallas to where. Actually, I think it was in Columbus that year.
They moved around.
Yeah.
I used to be in San Antonio too.
Yeah.
But now it's in Indianapolis.
Indy, yeah.
I used to work for PAS actually.
Oh, right on.
Before coming here.
Okay, so this was. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Columbus.
Yeah.
And man, Virgil was playing a clinic, so me and a buddy show up super early. And the ballroom wasn't locked yet, so we just like went in, and it was before they even like stopped, So
he's warming up.
No, we were there, and the Remo dude
Yeah.
is there like with the heads that were supposed to go on the kit, and he was like, "I don't have a fucking drum key, and I don't know whose keys these are, but I had something similar to this on my keychain, and." I was sitting in the front row just like waiting. Me and my buddy were just sitting there. I was like, hey, I have a key. He's like, man, do you mind throwing these on? I would love to. So I went over and put on all the heads on the whole kit and tuned them up because I told my buddy, I was like, I'm just going to tune these how I think they should.
He wasn't just like, can I borrow the key? But he's like, can you actually put these heads on?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have time for this.
Yeah. So like,
stranger.
I did it. And then like, I was done and had been done for a while and was already sitting back down, and then Virgil came in.
Yeah.
And he sits down behind the kit and starts playing. And the first thing he does, he goes, who tuned these drums? And I was just like, oh, fuck. And I was like, I did. Yeah. He's like, man, this is fucking great.
Let's go.
And I was like, man, thank you so much. And he was like, is there anything I can do for you? Like, he was just so nice. And I was like,
crazy.
Well, actually, dude,
really nice
I was like, I'm playing a show. I told him, you are playing a show in Dallas in like 2 weeks. I would love to come out and watch.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll get you on the guest list.
So cool.
So I ended up going to the show, was on the guest list, hung out after the show. It was a Planet X show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was like him and Derek Sherinian and Tony McAlpine. And I forget who was on bass at that particular show because they've had a few different dudes in that spot. But yeah. Killer performance. And then afterwards, he was like, he called me by name. He was like, Billy, he's like, hey man, would you actually mind? He was like, I could use your ride to the hotel. And like, so I had my buddy there was, so like, I took him to the hotel, and then we get to the hotel, and he's like, actually, man, I have a flight in the morning. You think you could?
Oh my God, yeah. It's like, shit, now you're just using me, buddy.
Yeah, and it was like, definitely got taken advantage of by Virgil Donati, but like, I was I was
great
just
story,
like,
though.
that sounds really bad. If it,
No.
I could get a bad read on the transcription
clip it
of
up
this.
next
Yeah,
week.
That's
That's
hilarious.
right,
That's hilarious.
You
Yeah.
tuned his toms. That's sick for PASIC.
but yeah, man. So I did come
hilarious.
back.
I'm gonna text him and be like, "Yo, why'd you do my boy Billy like that?" He's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Dude, I wonder if you even remember because so, like that morning, I woke up late, and I'm like flying because like I lived in Garland, which is like 30 minutes from where or maybe even 45 minutes from where he was staying.
Yeah.
And then it was another little drive to the airport. So like I was kind of late getting there from because this was like back in the day, which like we weren't texting or anything like that. So I had just told him the night before, I'll be here at whatever time. I was a few minutes late, and I pull up, and dude was getting into a cab.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, first. And he like, oh, hey. He's like, man, I didn't know if you were going to show up. And ended up hopping in with me. And
oh, we did? Okay.
Was so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked some. I remember talking about Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
Because I think I had like a burned CD in the car.
And how old are you at this time?
19, maybe 20, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I was listening to like Blow by Blow, some Jeff Beck record.
That's the best one.
Right? No, because I remember the way he said this. Whatever it was on, and he goes, "Ah, that's Wired."
So
it was the Wired record.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wired's great too. Yeah. Yeah,
But,
you get lead boots out of the deal. So that you know.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that was my Virgil experience, which was like super. So you've text for him, is that right?
Yeah. I did. Just a single run with him was a great time.
See, I did my homework.
Yeah, you go.
Who's doing the interview here? Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was. I mean, all of those dudes for me. I got super into like the really getting into the progressive world in that during that time, and like trying to get there and kind of realizing that like, I'm never gonna get there. Like, you know, or just it leads you on a path of self-discovery when you
It does.
when you start learning that stuff, because you're like, man, I just got to be the best me I can be, because I'm never gonna be with, you know, you start chasing that stuff. It's just, but I feel like all drummers, or any musician for that matter, has something in them where you hear certain things and there's just something in you where like, I have to learn how to do that.
Yes.
Like I have to know, this has to be something that.
That's a good point.
And you just sit there until you're
What was that for you?
Good with it. Man, I mean, Dream Theater stuff for me.
Yeah.
As far as like music I heard early on, I was like, oh, this shit is really cool. All the Liquid Tension stuff early on.
Liquid Tension, man.
Yeah, this is great stuff. I like Symphony X too, and you know, the Planet X stuff was great. Early on, I was super into Steve Morse band. I was like,
Nice,
I was really into that stuff, and had a teacher that turned me on to like Dixie Dregs and that sort of thing. But like, I discovered some of the Steve Morse band stuff as it was coming out, and just the melodic side of all that. I mean, it was fun music to play, but it was also really melodic and musical to me. And
I agree.
Yeah,
Dixie Dregs and Steve Morse, in my opinion, in the progressive world, don't get even close to the amount of love that they should be getting.
Oh, no.
I feel like they're like, that's about as good as it gets.
Well, and it kind of ruined me for like, you know, because like Satriani's great and Steve Vai, they're awesome. But when you grow up with like Steve Morse and that being your dude, like, I was like, yeah, these guys are great, and they definitely have a thing, and there are a handful of songs that I love, and or whole albums that I love.
Totally.
Yeah. But like the songwriting side and the like melodic side of like Steve Morse, and that it's way more my cup of tea. And
yeah, it's more, it's akin to like, well, we have that level of playing, and then the composition is more, even though it's not in the style, I would put it on the level more of something like The Return to Forever, something like Chick Corea, where you're like, oh, this is all of the parts. It's not just the solos that are blowing your mind. It's like all the parts. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, man.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, that and like, those things really caught my ear, and you have that urge to like, I want to play this stuff.
Yeah.
But then you have like, Brian Blade and guys that play like that. And that was a whole other thing for me. Like, oh man, this dude's so expressive and so much energy. And it's like, it's all stuff that we could enjoy in a room this size, where it's like not blowing you away.
Yep.
And man, that's always been the hard time for me when I see guys, and I love what the dude's doing for drums. Dave Elitch, he's such a great educator, and the dude sounds amazing. All the videos of him playing, he's playing and I've been in the room with him. He plays so loud, and that's part and it's so smooth and like effortless, and but at the same time, I'm like, man, any of the clips that you've shown yourself playing would have gotten me not called from a group of guys. And it's like, I wonder about this generation of drummers growing up and seeing these things and thinking this is how you play to be successful. Yeah. And you sit in a room and everything you're learning is here. And it's like, I really grew up in a situation where I remember the guitar player who was 40 years older than me turning around and saying, just play it straight, and and that's how I grew up, and it's like fitting into that thing. And man, I'm not gonna get the Animals as Leaders gig or the Mars Volta call because I'm not playing everything like that, and that's cool. But it's like we talked about earlier, I've always come from the place of being a sideman. Or like a freelance, like a working musician.
Yeah.
And for me in Garland, Texas, or even here in Nashville, how many places in this town can you go make music and play like that and it be acceptable?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
You can't. Like, that's not making music. Like,
well,
it is. That's unfair to say. Yeah. But like, just like I said, how many situations can you do that in? And it be appropriate?
No, I think you bring up a very good point, especially tied back into social media. I talk about this a lot with some friends of younger players here that are like killer drummers and doing social media, and they might have massive followings.
Yeah.
It's very chop heavy. It's also like the danger, maybe what you're saying is like you have to play like this. And it's like here's the lick. Here's the download of this exact lick. Learn it.
Yeah. See, I don't know if I would have been I was exposed through MySpace to the group of people that were holding like jazz jams in the Dallas area.
Yep.
And that's where Mike League and Jason Thomas, I don't know if you know JT.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so those guys were playing, every Monday night at a club off Lower Greenville, and it was like one of them. It was JT and Mike League and this guy Bernard Wright. They just had a trio gig every week, and there would be nights I went every night, every Monday that they were playing, and there'd be like 6 people there, and it would blow. I mean, and there were multiple nights where I was like brought to tears because the music was just so insanely beautiful.
Yeah,
and
I believe that.
I mean, wild, and then you had some nights it was Mike League. There's another guitar player, Mark Lettieri. Todd Parsnow was in there. He was with the Roy Hargrove group back in the day. But all these huge Dallas guys, that's where Snarky Puppy started being built and where they kind of connected with the Dallas R&B kind of neo-soul thing that was going on. And, man, just being exposed to that, right around the time where I'm trying to find my legs gigging and hearing JT every week, never had any illusions of thinking I was shit in that town. Because, man, JT would come in his Dr. Pepper shirt from delivering stuff during the day. And
just destroy.
Oh, my God. And I remember going home one night just thinking, how do you do this? Because, this he should be playing all the gigs, and he's having to make ends meet with this other thing over here.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow, that's crazy humbling.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It was insane, and which is so great now to see him getting more and more recognition, and all those guys. I mean, I remember seeing. I've told this story before, but seeing Mike League, a little tipsy, and take out his wallet and just throwing out credit card after credit card, maxed out. It was because he was putting everything into that fucking band.
Yeah.
And to see it now, what it is so great, because that, for me, like I said, I came from the Sideman thing. So while my friends from high school might look at my Facebook page and think, oh, God, he's so brave to be able to go off and be a musician, and I had to take the normal job and do that. But in my eyes, it's like, yeah, I understand you feel that way, but I took the safe musician route where I have other friends that are musicians and they're actually doing
that's a good point.
Doing the starving artist
that's
thing.
Interesting.
And Mike League actually had to, where me, I was like playing all the better gigs, and that's what, the guys that were in Snarky Puppy were right at the age I would have been. I mean, had I taken the route of going to North Texas and doing that thing, very possibly could have been with that group of people.
Yeah.
And I did, I played juries at, North Texas for, a few different people.
Yeah.
But when they came out of school, they were hollering at me about trying to get gigs that I had been doing for 4 or 5 years.
It's interesting.
And so I kind of felt like, wow, I'm kind of ahead of things here, and felt good in the moment. And now, Mark and, those guys are winning Grammys.
Yeah, I guess it does kind of
but
depend.
I've had a cool gig for a long time.
It depends on what your goals are, So some of these cats doing the social media thing, and maybe they don't want to be a touring drummer or more professional. Maybe that is their thing, and to each their own. But that is.
Oh man, I love it.
It's interesting. It's cool that you have that perspective of the younger generation.
Yeah, I definitely took the easy road. Well, I mean, none of it's easy.
None of it's easy. Yeah, you're saying the Sideman artist versus the original band.
Yes.
Kind of DIY, build it from scratch.
It's a gamble.
Yeah. 100%,
but man, to just go out there and believe in what you're doing in the face of no face or 6 faces.
Yeah.
Repeatedly, and just believing in what you're doing. And those guys did that. I'm so glad they did. Holy shit, good music.
Doing it for the right reasons, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the story that I heard was that somebody told me at one point, they're playing their first show was in a pizza parlor, and they were already so tight, and people were like, who are you guys? Yeah. Been down there and seen them there. Yeah, they've always had insane players, and this was back in the day when Steve Pruitt. Drummer? Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So Steve was with Snarky Puppy.
I did not.
Yeah, he's on their first record, their first couple records, I think. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Steve, and then Steve I remember the first time I saw a jam, and this is early days of, it was YouTube, and they had posted a jam of because I was looking for Snarky Puffy stuff back before they were before Tell Your Friends came out, Yeah. And Spud, so I knew Spud from in town, and I was he was one of the guys that would get me to come out to some of the jams.
Yeah.
And he was a huge ambassador for all that kind of stuff. And when I saw the clip of him playing drums with Snarky, and they had moved Steve to he was sitting in this little stool on a Nord off to the side playing the changes, and dude was just killing it on Steve's kit, and I was like, "Ooh, I think he just lost the gig." And within a couple of months, it was he wasn't on the gig anymore, and it was. And Steve's a fantastic player.
Yeah, he is.
He's really, really good. But that was more of what they were leaning towards at the time, and
they found a thing they were looking for.
Yeah.
Yep.
And but man, it happened over a long period of time, and all those jams, and it was just a really cool community of musicians that was happening during that time there.
Yeah.
I'm really fortunate.
It's cool that you were around to kind of see that.
Yeah. Outside looking in kind of thing. I had a residency gig in Fort Worth with Wes Stevenson. I don't know if you know the Funky Knuckles.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was like me and Wes and Mark Lettieri, Caleb McCampbell, and Leo Sines, which are all just like, those dudes rule.
Yeah.
And we would just play fun stuff, Stevie Wonder and whatever, and we do Funky Knuckles songs sometimes. But yeah, like fortunate to have gotten to hang with those dudes and become. And the thing that sucked is like right around the time that I was flirting with moving to Nashville and started making trips out to Nashville in like 2012. Was right around the time I started working with the guys that I wanted to be working with.
Yeah.
In Texas. And I started playing with this guitarist, Jimmy Tunnell, who is, if you're not aware of him, he played guitar in Steps Ahead back in the day. And I started playing some gigs with him, and he has a really cool original album, The Trilateral Commission. But it's just that sounds like 80s fusion kind of stuff, he has that thing. And but yeah, man, it was a little bit of a bummer to like be in that community and feel like I was finally like getting into it, and then move to Nashville and like don't know anybody, and
kind of start over.
Yeah.
If you were doing it over, would you do it different, or would you pull the same triggers you pulled?
I would.
I'm sure you would do some things different, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
The first thing I would have done when I got to town would be buy the house I was in.
Yeah.
That's something that I just wish I had
that space already set up.
Yeah. And be of that mindset. I just throughout my 20s, I was just so worried about trying to find gigs and stay afloat. It never occurred to me that could have been a possibility, Yeah. And but that would have been nice to do that earlier than I did. So, yeah. But I mean, as far like musically, any changes there? It's tough, man. I think I would have enjoyed the school side of it. But I was so hungry on my own for, just learning the instrument and working. Is the whole time I was in Dallas, I had a room at Universal Rehearsal was the name of the place. Yeah. And it would just be a room this size, literally, in a big warehouse of a ton of rooms where people just smoked weed and played drums and whatever.
So Diamond Sound Studios.
Yeah, essentially.
Sorry, Josh, we love you. We used to record the podcast there. We had rooms there. Love that place. Yeah.
But that's all I did. I'd literally just go up there and play all day. And, if I had a gig, I would, play a gig. There was a small period where I shared it with another drummer that was going to school at North Texas. We had different schedules. So it just split the cost of the room. And but that was always big for me, man. It was like hours of shedding. And that's kind of, you have 2 kids and that falls off a little bit. But
yeah, man, I was gonna ask how that's evolved, and you have a gig now, but in terms of just like staying hungry on the instrument, like practicing and routines and that kind of thing.
I think I have a legit enjoyment I get out of engineering.
We haven't even touched recording at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy the engineering side of it. I would enjoy doing that and not drumming, and just I really have a passion for that.
When did that start for you?
Pretty young.
Yeah.
My parents were musicians, so like, and I grew up with like a live sound rig in the house.
Oh, sweet.
And so I would go out to the garage and wire it all up, and
that helps. Yeah.
And then growing up in the house, I didn't think anything of it at the time, but like I wired up a 12-band EQ, a 12-band stereo EQ to have in my room for my stereo, and then I had I brought in a couple of power amps, and I had an acoustic bass amp under my bed frame that was like dual 18s, and then PV floor monitors behind my headboard of my bed, all wired in just to like for my stereo and like home theater stuff in my bedroom when I was a kid. Just because the shit was laying around the house.
Yeah, and you're always kind of tinkering.
Yeah, and so then, getting out of the house, I bought like a Avid M-Box was the first
I remember those,
interface. And then I ended up taking home the Digi 03 that Dustin was using.
Mm-hmm.
And when he upgraded, I just kind of absorbed that. No one seemed to notice.
Yeah.
Still
cool.
have that.
This is mine now.
Yeah. And
watch, you're gonna get it. Once this airs, you're gonna get
totally.
Emails, calls,
There are a couple of things.
Dr.
Man.
Pay. Yeah.
Well, we had there was one of the kits that I took home from the road and I've had one of the kick drums just like sitting in the corner. So I only have it's a double kick kit, and I only use one of them, so the other one's just sitting over here. Happened to notice a week back that there's a 91 and a D6 just mounted inside that I had no idea. And so I like called and I'm like, hey, there are a couple of mics in here. Have you guys? And they're like, oh yeah, we paid for those a long time ago. Just thought they were gone. You can just keep them.
That's funny.
Wow.
Okay.
Sweet. That's the locker.
Yeah. Well, and then all the mics, like they had some Royer ribbon mics for the guitar players. And now they're all on Fractal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought all that shit and it's just sitting in storage. So I told him like, well, it's going to sit in my house now. Until
those are pretty good mics, huh? Those ribbons,
This is the perks of working for somebody that long.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Give us the brief overview then of you have a home studio set up. And
I have like
a
couple of the UAD 8Ps, and I kind of treated we did a little addition in the home, so under the kitchen. This was like an added space of like a little over 300 square feet.
Yep.
And just kind of deadened it as much as I could, and built some panels and, did what I can in there. It's not what I would like it to be eventually, but it's definitely the best version of a room I've had so far. It's just every space I get into. And we've moved with the family growing, I've moved my room around the house a couple of times. I think we're probably going to move here again in the next year or so and try to finally build out something that's
the long term.
Yeah, and I told my wife, I'm like, we cannot look at this like this is an investment and we're going to make our money back being a home studio. I was like, no, this just has to be because I love playing drums.
At least you're upfront with her about that.
Yeah. We can't look at it like anything other than just and she's a singer as well.
Okay, so she kind of gets it.
Yeah, and so I have a buddy of mine that sends me tracks every now and again for toys that like are made for Walmart and stuff like that, like dancing sugar cookies and shit like that. So my wife,
of course,
every once in a while, he'll have a song that like, hey, I need someone to sing Milkshake. Like, my milkshake brings all the,
like,
would your wife be willing to do that?
And I'm like, for you.
Yeah, we got it. So, there's, she has a toy that comes out every Christmas, and it's like a dancing, like gingerbread cookie, and it sings Milkshake and dances around.
You got the moves. I like seeing you do the moves. Yeah. Just keep doing that.
So that's like is the greatest thing for her and her family too. They get to go by, and it's all over the country. I mean, it's insane. But buddy mine will call for that, and it's not. We don't get crazy money or anything for it.
Sure,
but it's just fun to do.
Yeah, but you really enjoy the
work with
recording.
My wife
and so, do you go to other studios as well, or engineer for other projects?
No, I haven't done that.
Yeah.
I would be comfortable doing that.
Sure.
But I work, playing drums out of a handful of other studios. But I haven't full on just thrown on the engineer hat in another studio.
Yeah.
But that would be rad.
So last year we did our first roundtable event. It was pretty sweet. It was at Drum Supply. It was all about recording drums.
Oh,
I remember we had a bunch of past guests on that were also touring drummers, and we asked. I asked, what was it like? Basically, like, do you find yourself playing differently on the road, having the studio experience, and maybe like crossover, mindset, skill sets?
There's a weird thing with that, man. Because I came from. In Texas, I fell into playing sessions quite a bit.
Yeah.
And, a few times a month go in for a couple full days of demo sessions for people. They'd line up 4 or 5 artists a day. Or sometimes someone would do an album, and so we'd be in a couple days for one person, whatever. But the decision wasn't on me. You go in and you play, and is that the take? Is this the take? And then you have to live with it.
Right.
Man, when you're in your own place, you have to have something. I mean, because, man, I can get stuck in there. We're like, I can get a better one.
You'll never stop. Yeah.
And so at some point, you have to just like, all right, this is going to be it.
Or like the mic placement, or the mics should be different, or the mix, EQ.
Yes.
Do you get into that as well, like post-production?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer in sending. Everyone wants to do things their way. They want to have the dry drum stems, but I always like to send at least a drum bus of how I've envisioned them.
Yeah, that's exactly what the guys on our panel said.
Yeah,
we had, I don't know if you know, like Kip Allen and Luke Sumner, John Boswick, and they were all kind of agree. A lot of them do that same practice. It's like here's the raw stems, but here's how I envision these drums.
Yes,
as well. Yeah, that's probably very helpful.
Yeah, and then just good communication between the client and what they're expecting of you, or what they're trying to do with your tracks. And that whole thing. Yeah, I've done a handful of like soundtrack things, and I did like a thing for there was a Kiss documentary, Kisstory, that came out on the History Channel or some shit, but I did some drums for that at the studio.
That name makes sense now. Kiss and History Channel. I guess it's Kisstory. That's no other name for it.
But it's I'm always learning with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's fun. That's the thing, is that I literally take a lot of enjoyment away from doing that. And you have to, man, because at a certain point, you get in the weeds of learning how to do all that stuff, especially as a drummer. Guitar players have it easy, where they do a couple of channels and you can,
screw them.
And we've got to consider phase and all these different things. And
it's crazy.
At some point, I just, I'm like, what am I trying to be an engineer? Am I trying to be a drummer? What am I,
right.
Because
it's an important question I think we have to ask. Yeah, exactly.
And, but when you start finding some enjoyment there and
start getting some good tones, maybe I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you kind of play the drums live, like hearing those drums under the microscope, as if you're in the studio, or
I definitely dress up my mix quite a bit. Like I like it to have some verb on my snare drum. I want it to sound pretty album ready. And
that's cool.
And have a good amount of top end. I don't want it to sound brittle, but I also I want to have a flinch, when I hit the drums. But also I like to. I think it's possible to achieve that and still have the feeling of like when you pop your ears out and play your drums, you're like, oh, that's loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like if that's happening, I'm doing a good job of, regulating what you're, just like we're not trying to kill ourselves here, kill our ears rather,
How do you get the perfect Nashville kick drum tone? It starts with a lowboy Leather Daddy bass drum beater. This leather-faced beater occupies the sonic space between felt and wood beaters. It's punchy enough to cut through the mix on those 4-on-the-floor barn burners with the warmth you need for slow ballads. Okay, but who plays a Leather Daddy? Garrett Goodwin from Carrie Underwood's band uses one. Lee Brice drummer Donnie Marple plays a pair. Walk down Broadway any night of the week and you're going to hear one. In Nashville, you can test drive a lowboy beater at Drumbox and grab one at Forks, Drum Supply, or Nelson's. Check out lowboybeaters.com to learn more.
So, are you at Kid Rock's a lot?
No, I'm rarely there anymore. I'm usually over at Jelly Rolls, play Summit Tootsie's still. Yeah, Jelly Rolls mostly.
Was Tootsie's where you started here?
Yeah.
Right
Yeah. I mean, I guess the first place I did Broadway was I did Tin Roof. Actually, with that fella I blew up
okay.
there. Yeah. I did Tin Roof there. And then I ended up subbing in on Kid Rock's Main a good amount, which just ruined me.
Yeah.
Dang, this is what you can do here? Okay.
So what did you have a love for country music at all?
No. I mean, yeah.
Now, that's the thing that blows my mind is like I've had my whole life was listening to it before I was able to play it, and then I played it for a long time, and was living the 90s stuff when it was happening. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine the level of work that guys have to do coming in that didn't grow up listening to country.
Yeah.
Like, it's an insane amount of work.
That's me. And I'm not down on Broadway really as much, but it's totally different. Yeah.
It's
more foreign.
I have I have a friend who moved to town last year, incredible player who's doing the Broadway thing now. He's just jumping in. It's starting to happen for him, but he's in the same boat. He never listened to that stuff, and he didn't really listen to the classic rock stuff either.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm in he's interested in like the jazz and fusion thing, and then all progressive, all the really crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That's what he was really into. I'm like, cool, that stuff's awesome. But it's going to be a real sharp learning curve for you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to figure out how to make it feel like that.
Well, and I feel like that's put people in a bad place too, because you have these guys that they come in and they have so much respect for the scene, and they're like, all right, I got to learn all these songs. They learn all these songs and don't take into account that, like, well, there's the record, and then there's the way that everyone plays it on Broadway.
Yeah.
Sometimes those aren't the same, and you have
most
to be,
of the time.
Yeah, you have to be willing to, jump over to or just. And I think that's the big skill. It's like you have to learn a lot of songs, but you also have to learn how to read the guys in your band, and hopefully you have that one guy, or usually it's a bass player that like
just watch me for this. I got you.
Hey, Diamond.
Exactly.
Like
so helpful.
Yeah. And hopefully you play with people who are capable of doing that and leading you in that way. Because some are not. Plenty of acts down there that
some people will fucking face forward. I feel like on purpose and not have any body movement, and like they're trying to hang you out to dry. Like, let's see how Yeah,
because if you have 4 musicians reading an iPad with the chart, like how fun is that going to be?
Yeah. Right.
Like. Well, to your point, like you may have the song form down, but like I would recommend you go watch YouTube videos of how they've played those songs live, and it's a feel thing, and it's
I've had band leaders though too that like they have some kind of wild arrangement of whatever song, and it's like that's awesome, man, but like we know that we all know the record arrangement. Let's just do.
Can we just do what we all know? Yeah,
let's do what we all know.
Can we get through this for the $25 tip?
Yeah, and they like insert their thing, and like everybody train wrecks, and they look mad, and it's like we could have avoided this.
I mean, I think Broadway is a good. It's like going to the gym, but it's also a good like how to deal with people and personalities.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Right. Oh man. Yeah,
including
to kind of prepare you for if you want to do an artist gig, and hopefully at that point the artists are professional. Yeah, like if you can handle some of these guys on Broadway, it's like you kind of can take it.
Yeah, that's the
back to your point of like don't hate on playing Broadway because
no, and that's the thing.
That's
too,
where you find
like
players.
To have because that was the thing for me when I run into the issue with the beat detector. It's like, man, I felt really weird about anything I said because this is my buddy's money gig. Right. And all I'm trying to do here is make him look good. And, and it's a great situation for my friends to call me for it's like, I'm not trying to steal your gig. Yeah. I just want to come in and do a good job and let you continue to have your gig, Right. Because that's the worst ones.
It's a good attitude for you being a sub.
Yeah. I mean, you just... I'm so worried about that. And I even called Shay after the gig. I was like, man, I hope I didn't stick my foot in my mouth, because at the end of the night, I felt like I had to say a couple of things, and then after I did, I was like, why did I do that? I should have just shut up and just played the gig. But
nah, you straight.
Yeah. Just trying to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
But I told the dude, I was like, man, the guy he showed me, I was like, man, I'm just trying to, I've played a lot of stages. And he's like, well, that doesn't work on this stage. And I was like, well, man, I've played a lot of stages. I think it
does.
It works on most stages.
It does work on that stage.
And I said, I've played a lot of shows on most stages. I forget exactly how I phrased it. And he goes, well, have you played a lot of shows on this stage? Literally said, and I was like,
so funny.
Fair. No, I haven't.
Yeah.
And so I just, at that point, just shut up.
Yeah, you kind of have to chuckle.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I know who I am and what works.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
a
trying to help.
balance.
But that was the thing, is like, and what I kept bringing it back to is like, man, you had to keep turning around and breaking your connection with the crowd. I would love to eliminate that for you.
Yeah.
And just tell me what you need it to be, or whoever, just figure out some kind of thing where you're not breaking that connection.
Yeah, I've never really heard it that way. That's a good point. That's a good MD sort of mindset. Like, don't break that connection.
Yeah, because
if you have to, like you said, that's probably a failure at some.
There are plenty of things that they can do before they even turn their head around. It's like, you should be reading the body language of the. And I think that was one of the main things that band took away from me playing. It was like, oh man, you were right on top of everything, and it was like, well, yeah, because the whole time I'm locked on you because I don't know what's coming. So that's what everyone should be doing. If they're not, have a conversation, or or watch the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Watch this podcast.
Yeah.
You've heard of Drum Supply, but you gotta see their shop. It's a drum shop experience like no other. They're packed with all the gear a working drummer needs, and so many parts, noise toys, and accessories. It's a toy store. Curated cymbals, kits, and snares. The hands-on percussion room is nuts, and their custom shop work is fast and affordable. Andy and the guys know their stuff, and they're ready to help. And the big news? They've just moved to an awesome new location near the corner of East Trinity Lane and Dickerson Pike. Still in East Nashville, just a couple miles from their old spot, the all-new Drum Supply is twice as big, featuring a dedicated cymbal room, a lesson space, and even more drum gear than ever. Go see the new Drum Supply shop for yourself. Now open 11 to 5 at 2211 Dickerson Pike and online at drumsupply.com.
I had a few things I wanted to mention maybe as we kind of wrap up.
Yeah.
Career milestones.
Oh.
I mean, you're still in the thick of it for sure, but you've definitely had some cool moments. Playing at Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Selling out the Ryman 2024, right?
Yeah.
The Kill the Cowboy tour. We haven't even touched upon Guitar Center and Drum Off also.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I was watching that video yesterday. I didn't realize you were 2011 finalist.
I was so... I wish I
had... young
had...
Billy. I was like, oh, there he is.
I wish I had my solo from the round before that is the one that is everywhere.
Okay.
Because that one, just like... I had the bright idea at the beginning of it to never plan anything in the solo. I was like, I'm just going to get up there and play, no matter what it is. And
I'm wondering if I didn't realize this was a thing. I wonder if I've seen this video.
Probably. I'm so ashamed of it. But it's like, we drew before we go up to see who goes first. I drew first. So then they're like, all right, you're up. So I go out on stage and I sit behind the kit. And then because I was the first and this was them kicking off the night, I think what they did is they sent me out early. And so I'm sitting there, and then they introduce all of the judges one by one. As I'm sitting behind the kit on the stage, I'm looking at all these guys and hearing all of their bios, and it just mind fucked me.
Yeah, that's tough.
And I just I was already like that more. It was totally because I grew up playing all the time. I wasn't nervous. Nervous to a certain extent because you're playing in front of other drummers, and but that's what that whole thing's about. And I'd been doing drum offs for a while, or a couple of different years. I'd done the drum off.
Yeah.
And that morning I woke up and they had sent us a message that Tenacious D was there and rehearsing if we wanted to go watch. And it just all kind of hit me. And I remember, like, I threw up. Like,
Oh, no
like,
way.
Dang.
And then I remember
they
thinking,
got you.
I was like, and it just like, I didn't understand where it came from. Nothing registered for me that like, you were nervous. You're freaking out right now.
Yeah.
And all of that was happening. And then I'm trying to like calm myself. And then the thing happened and I drew first and then all of that. And it was just like everything I could do just to get through the thing. But yeah, man.
So you enjoy drum solos to this day?
Yeah, I like taking a solo.
I'm sure you're not doing that kind of solo during the gig, right?
That's weird because it's not. I mean, I like taking a drum solo. It can be fun, but I feel like in those situations, for so long, the way the drum off was structured is like you had to touch on so many different things within the solo, and
and to be scoring points
Latin
essentially
groove,
every 15 seconds.
Yeah, doing something, So I prefer to solo in a musical setting, and where the band is actually playing changes behind me.
Yeah,
where bands don't fucking just put their shit down when the drummer takes solo. That drives me insane.
Yeah,
play some changes behind me because I'm playing a form within. You know what I mean?
Hey, quick shout out to Madison George, who we got to get on the podcast this year.
We do.
I saw him last night. He's playing at Skinny Dennis in East Nashville, that kind of newish country bar.
Okay.
Two-stepping. So the band's playing, people are literally dancing in time, and then it's a drum solo. And it was the most musical thing because it had to literally be musical. People had to still dance.
Yeah.
Turned to Taylor, he's with me. I was like, watch, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
Everyone's still dancing. It's still a little bit of flashiness, but it was great. So
that's the thing.
Appreciate you, Madison.
That's what's fun doing that.
Okay, so drum off.
Drum off.
Red Rocks,
the Drumeo.
Country Drummer of the Year.
Yeah.
What was that, 2021?
Yes.
So? Yeah.
That was super unexpected.
That's pretty cool.
I think that was a lot due to Sarah Hagen. I don't know.
Because you've been a Zildjian artist for over 10 years. Yeah.
10 years now. And she's just the sweetest. She was the one who signed me.
Yeah.
And I think she definitely at least got my name in there for. Cause it seems like every year there's like if they have 5 nominees, you have the 4 guys that you expect, and then who's this? And I was who's this? So
honestly, I feel like that's
a
the
flex.
best to be.
Yeah.
Underdog. Yeah.
Man, and I had so much pressure after that to just like, all right, you've got this momentum, but
It's like, now what? Yeah.
What I realized is like, I'm just not that guy. And the time that I have at home when I'm home, I want to be with my family.
Yeah.
I don't want to be editing YouTube or Instagram videos and while I enjoy doing that, sometimes I feel inspired to make something with a buddy of mine that comes over or sometimes, you guys know Tyler Smith.
Yeah.
He's come over.
Had him here.
Yeah. And I've like, hey dude, you have a new snare drum, bring it over, let's make a video. And to help them to do that, like I love doing that for buddies.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to get inspired to do that sort of thing for myself nowadays.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But yeah, those all great moments. I hope I have some more. I'm excited about the future.
Hey drummers, are you worried about losing your hearing? Did you know noise exposure can cause permanent hearing loss? Dr. Jason Baker with Music City Audiology provides mobile concierge services to musicians in Nashville and surrounding areas. That's right, he is 100% mobile and will come to you. If you need ear impressions, custom in-ear products, ear cleaning, hearing tests, or information about protecting your ears, he's your guy. Music City Audiology cares about drummers and wants to help you maintain your most valuable tools, your ears. Visit MusicCityAudiology.com to book your consult today. That's MusicCityAudiology.com.
Thing with me, man, is I've never, which kind of sucks. It's like I've been with him for so long, and you would think I've been comfortable this whole time, but the whole time, you feel like you could lose your gig next month, and that's just the way,
I hear that more and more from people.
Yeah, and I mean, shit, if I lost my gig next month, all I could say is I'm super grateful, and I've had the gig longer than most people have gigs in town.
Yeah, and you'd be fine.
Yeah, I hope so. It's like
I trust you.
You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole thing is like I feel super fortunate because I've literally just taken the next gig that comes along, but I've tried to be very deliberate about who I'm playing with, and you talk about the gig triangle. You guys talked about the gig triangle here?
No, I haven't heard that.
Hang, money, music.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't heard it as the triangle.
The
but
triangle. Yeah.
Got to have two.
I've heard like the
Any
4
two.
Ps or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So for me, it's that simple. It's just two of them. So if the hang and the money's good and the music sucks, you keep the gig.
Yeah.
If the music's good, the money's good. If the music's good and the hang's good,
Yeah.
keep the gig. But you got to have two of the three. If you only have one, you can't do a good hang,
red flag.
no money, and bad music.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's.
I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You could do a gig for enough money and with a bad hang and bad music. You could survive that for a time, but
Dude,
man, not for long term.
I did one with a good hang, horrible music, great money.
Yeah.
And I had a moment playing the music, and I'll never forget this. It was a private show, and it was so fucking bad that like I remember looking around at the people watching us, and they were literally like they're all out there partying, and they were having because it was a situation where we had this a gig that we did at a reception hall with a bunch of parties with this one artist, this guy. And then he started messing around with some chick singer, brought her in. Well, when she was on the gig, it upped our money by like $700 or $800 per gig because she paid, but she was awful. Yeah. And people would be out there partying when we're with the dude, and then she'd get up there sing, and literally everyone would just be standing out there like, and I'd be looking, and it
like, I know.
You just get this feeling that comes over you, like just shame.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh man, like,
should we get through this?
And I remember finishing that gig, and I was like, I won't say the guy's name. I'm like, dude, thank you for the money, and I appreciate it, but I can't do that ever again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's the thing. Like when people say the hang and the people and the pay, those are not equally weighted, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they should be. Like maybe the music should be weighted more. I mean, to each their own, but
I think that's probably a personal taste thing or even whatever. But I feel like they can hold equivalent weight.
That's pop.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a really cool pop gig where the music's super cool, it seems like a lot of those camps, like it's a very secluded thing. Like they're out on the road for a long time. Like nobody's cool with each other.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I couldn't live in that situation.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Or just the touring structure alone, like for just being gone for 3 or 4 months at a time. Like I don't know what would be better. I've been gone for a month at a time, but like never 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I've had buddies do the cruise ship thing. You guys ever done that?
No.
Nope, never.
I have plenty of friends who have done
I've had
it.
maybe opportunities, but I just never pursued it. Yeah. It seems like a younger person's game also.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What a great plan though, to be able to just eliminate most of your expenses.
Well, right.
And stack cash for a little while.
That could be a really good thing to do.
Absolutely.
Like you say, get that income and
I had some friends they've been doing it for years and years, and just recently they're like, yeah, I think it's time to like step away from that. From like, yeah, no shit, you've been living in fantasy land for a long time. get a fucking house. But they moved. I think both of them are now living in Vietnam. They're just like,
oh wow.
I just decided let's start a new thing. I'm like, cool, right on.
I mean, hey, that's a plan to just float for a few years and then go some country like that and live like a king.
Yes. I'm like, oh, dang. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. It was a pretty good plan y'all had.
Yeah.
You mentioned preferring to solo over some changes. What's your favorite thing to solo over?
Man, favorite song, or just
Yeah, I guess there's certain vamps will start. I have one in my head right now. Like if you play that vamp
Like
at the end of Stratus, like I'm going to
Oh, yeah.
go absolutely apeshit.
Yeah.
You can't stop me.
yeah. That's man, and that calls with dun, 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 yeah. Or like I love
cute,
something
guys.
like Jazz Crimes.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
that's a cool vamp. One that was a big one for Dallas was Actual Proof.
Oh, yeah.
People
Herbie,
play that
right?
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything that has some like interesting hits
Like cool syncopated.
where you can go over the bar line
Yeah.
and fool people into thinking you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and remind them you do.
Yep.
And man, that's really where you kind of separate the men from the boys in that, like, do you know where you are? Do you just have giant ears? Because there are some drummers that just have big fucking ears.
Yeah.
And like they can kind of blow some shit over and just be like,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's an art to that too.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of respect for the guys that actually know what's going on.
Yeah.
And, put some thought into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting changes, that kind of thing. Just don't bail. Don't bail on me during the solo. That's the thing, That's,
I'm
keep
lonely
playing.
up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me like, oh, you like to solo over melodic and rhythmic information? Guess what?
Yeah. So do I. Yeah.
So do I.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
want something a backdrop to be inspired by. Are you kidding me?
That's our 2026 resolution for instrumentalists. That's what we're asking.
Stop dropping out.
Yeah.
Drop out of school.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
not
question.
Out of the
What's our
song.
takeaways from this?
Yeah.
Your Instagram bio currently reads, I believe, bacon devotee.
Ah,
Discuss that.
indeed. Man, I fucking really like bacon. Have you ever had that $1 million bacon?
That's all I need. That's all I need to say.
$1 million
Yeah.
bacon?
$1 million bacon. It's at damn, what's that breakfast spot?
So good.
Oh, why can't I think of it right now? They have the farm stand tacos. But yeah, man, they have some $1 million bacon. It's essentially just like candied bacon. It's
Okay.
like bacon with
Yeah.
some maple syrup, a little cayenne. Like
Well,
just-
growing up in Texas, also big Buc-ee's fan or no?
man, Buc-ee's didn't happen until after I was gone.
Oh
really.
man, okay.
Or,
But, yeah, surely you're. On the
I mean,
road.
no, I
Yeah.
like. I'm a fan of Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
I like some good Texas barbecue.
Nice.
But that's
Did
really.
you hear we're
just-
getting what is it? Terry Black's here.
I haven't. Mm-mm.
That's coming to Nashville now.
Yeah,
The Dallas barbecue spot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't. I still haven't had that though.
Oh, okay.
But I.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So bacon. So are you cooking at home or is it mostly
I cook a lot of.
cook a lot at home? Yeah.
I was really inspired by. If you ever seen Marcus Finney, get
Of course, we had him. He was like
Yeah.
our 10th episode. I want to
Oh
say.
my god!
Yeah.
I mean, and really like talking with him because I just assumed he was like he had some kind of classical training in the
culinary arts?
the culinary arts.
Yeah.
He's
What?
just a studious
Yeah.
mofo. Yeah.
Funny side story: a buddy of mine started the Culinary Arts Society in Garland High School back in Garland. It was literally just a group of guys that got together and made weed brownies. And they even they got and they actually
so
had a
rich.
picture in the yearbook before anyone figured out
Yeah.
what it was, but they got their picture in the yearbook.
That's incredible.
Arts. Oh, love that so much.
But yeah, talking with Marcus, man, he was just like, dude, you already know what you like. So that makes it easy.
Yeah.
And he's like, just make what you like. I was like, wow.
Yeah, he's so
took a lot of pressure
smooth
off.
with it when he talks like that too. Yeah.
Yeah,
It just makes it sound
and-
so simple.
Man, him and like Justin Butler, if you know, he's a guitar player in town.
I know that name.
He runs Through Tone.
Okay.
Or is it Through? I think that's his company, Through Tone. He does amp mods, and he's the guitar player for Brooks and Dunn now.
Okay.
Great player, but he's insanely talented chef. I mean, And he's had me over for a couple of different meals, and it just, after experiencing it, and you look on his Instagram story, and it's just that level of caring that we bring to our instruments.
Yeah, that's what Finney said on this podcast. He talked a lot about that.
Yeah, and it's really the same thing. And I think some people just have that in their personality.
Yeah,
and certainly not that way with everything, but some things. I got super into riding motorcycles. Got super into cooking.
Now, do you cook ever on the road? Or is it mostly catering, probably?
Yeah, it's catering. Every once in a while, we'll go out of our way to, like, barbecue something out on the road.
Yeah.
Make something. I got real into making coffee. I can do some sick latte art.
Oh, and, I might have to hit you up for that.
Yeah, man. I promised myself I wouldn't get nerdy over that.
That's all right, here we are.
I started liking it, man. And then I'm like,
That always intrigues me. I've never really, tried to even do that. But I frequent I'm keeping the coffee shops in business here.
So our Dustin's management bought him a Breville coffee machine one year. And so we took it out on the road with us. And that's what started it. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. This tastes really good. And, and then trying to get that better and better, and figuring out I couldn't it wasn't as easy as it looked, and figuring out how to froth the milk and all that. Just a little bit.
Truly is an art.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, we've covered a lot. This has been awesome.
Yeah.
Long. I mean, we could talk for 2 more hours, but
for sure.
Where do you want these nice people to find and follow you?
Instagram. I would say don't give anyone money that pretends to be me, because that is a thing, apparently.
Wow.
They're we can talk more about it after we shut off the camera.
Yeah.
But there have been several, if you go search Billy Freeman, there are a lot of Billy Freemans out there that have my picture.
They're trying to
and they try and contact people.
That's crazy.
And so then I've had people that reach out to me, sending me screenshots of conversations, saying, "Hey, this person's trying to whatever," and
it's so weird.
But Instagram won't do anything about it.
Yeah.
No, they're useless.
It's just I don't know why it's the talking point.
Was it related to Dustin?
Yeah, okay. It's always that Dustin has asked me. They pretending to be me, saying Dustin has asked me to reach out to you, his fan, and he wants to reach out, but I'm going to do it first, and so download this app, or I don't know what
they just want you to click on a link and they're going to take your info and steal your fucking money. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
the worst.
So that's gotten a little weird with Instagram. I don't really post any family stuff because I'm a little more careful about.
Yeah, sure.
My Facebook's private, and add people that I've met.
Yeah.
But yeah, Instagram, follow me there.
Have you seen The Righteous Gemstones?
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You already know what I'm going to ask you, brother. How often have you been called Uncle Baby Billy?
Oh, all the time. I love it. I welcome it. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I mean, yeah.
My wife looked at the schedule and she's like, we just finished that show, and she was like, "You're interviewing Billy Freeman." And I was like, yeah. She's like, "Are you going to ask him if they call him Uncle Baby Billy?" I'm going to ask him.
Dude, I still remember where I was sitting, because I loved the show. Anything, Kenny Powers.
Dude.
But when that scene happened and they introduced, I was just like, motherfucker.
And how his intro is incredible. You're like, okay, well, that's what we're starting with. Dan, you might like that show. Actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, obviously.
Yeah. No. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure getting to know the real Billy Joe Freeman.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course,
I've been
man.
enjoying what you guys are doing for the community and being as present. And I need to make it by the next drum show. You guys set up a live thing there.
We've been doing that, ever since. We've been doing it for 3 years now. Yeah. We'll be back this year.
Yeah, maybe, just maybe, we might have a little, extra sauce to it this year, possibly.
Yeah, nice.
We'll see.
Nice. Man, it's always I feel like it. I'm always flying in where I could
it's always
maybe
so tough.
fly there and get 30 minutes in before it closes, kind of thing.
The past 2 years, I've had a gig the day before, and it was always like, "Nate, Michelle, can you guys cover this?" Or "I'll be here just for Sunday." Or it's always tough to get. I mean, everyone's so busy.
Yeah.
But man. Well, looking forward to seeing you out there. So
yeah.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nashville Drummers Podcast. If you liked it, please consider leaving us a review on the Apple Podcast app.
Please consider supporting us on Patreon. For $5 a month, you can help support this dream and keep the ball rolling for us. Believe it or not, it's not free or even necessarily cheap for us to make this thing go. To sign up, go to patreon.com/Nashville Drummers Podcast or click the link in our Instagram bio. All of your help is greatly appreciated.
Visit our website, NashvilleDrummersPodcast.com, where you can listen to all past episodes, learn more about myself and Nate, and buy all your favorite Nashville Drummers Podcast merch, including t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, hats, and drum heads. Connect with us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube at Nashville Drummers Podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.